I'm Rebecca.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Nessa.
This is the Family Showdown! Howdy folks, welcome back to my top 100 games of all time. I'm Hunter, and this is Rebecca, and today I'm dressed... that Spider-Man thing. No. Anyway, today we're looking at my top, I guess the second worst of the best.
What? What kind of read is this?
It's my 40 to 31. Alright, what's happening this time?
Good stuff.
So what we got going on here. Let's take a look. We got 2 games that went up, including my biggest gainer. 40 places.
Good grief.
It came from the dregs of society up to the, I don't know. 4 games that went down. 4 new games. 1 game I technically do not own.
Technically?
And 1 game I definitely do not own. But I kind of own it. I don't know. Alright, here we go. Start her off right away. Right away with my number 40. It was my number 21 last time. Got a little punitation. That is Lorenzo Il Magnifico.
This dropped.
It did. Why, may you ask? It's the cover.
It's the cover. That's what brought it down. That's what did it, folks. Looking at that cover.
All right, so why did it drop? I
Okay.
love me some Lorenzo Il Magnifico.
You always have.
But it's not as magnifico as it used to be.
Lorenzo not so magnifico.
So this is what I call my 90-minute Euro, my 90-minute sweet spot Euro games. There is just a deluge of 90-minute Euros on
So
my
you
list.
punished him for that?
Well, you kind of take all those 90-minute Euros, you kind of shuffle them up and deal them out. I don't know. There's a lot of 90-minute Euros that I like better than this one. Maybe.
Wow.
I don't know. Anyway,
Well.
It's dropped. It's dropped. I don't like it anymore.
What? That's why it's in your top 50.
Top 40.
Yeah, see?
Barely. Barely in my top 40. So Lorenzo Il Magnifico, it's got a lot going on. It's got card drafting. So you're getting these, going out, taking these cards, putting them in your little tableau, building an engine, doing engine-y stuff. It's worker placement. You're putting workers on the board, doing these actions. But this is all driven by dice. Some cool little dice. It's got 3 little dice.
They're not little dice. They're large dice.
Well, yeah, they're big, clunky, like, not that.
Chunk.
Anyway,
Chunk.
3 little dice. You got the white, orange, and black dice, and you roll these dice. What's cool about this game, unlike a lot of these dice worker placement, drafting placement games, everyone uses the same dice. So you roll a dice, you get a crappy roll. Guess what? Everyone suffers equally.
Yes.
And so you have 4 little workers. 1 worker corresponds to each of those dice. The dice, the value of the dice is how powerful that action you're taking. You also have 1 little neutral dice that's a 0. So you got to find a way to do something with that.
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
And you got these little worker dudes that increase the value of your dice, mitigate your dice. So all kinds of cool things going on. I like it. It's a good one. It even has leaders that you can add to the game to make it a little more complicated, give you a little superpowers. And we also got the expansion, which I have no clue. I don't even remember what it's called. It's called the Lorenzo expansion.
The expansion of Lorenzo.
What's it called? Houses of the Renaissance.
Oh.
Not only do we dress the same, we sound the same. Anyway, this is a good one. I love it. It just kind of settling a little bit because I'm finding I'm liking the interactive games and the heavier games a little more.
But you interact with this.
By doing blocking spots?
Yeah.
No, I mean like pulling out guns and shooting people in the face.
Okay, well, this is definitely a Euro, so in that case, you're not going to have that.
Anyway, I love it. I love it. This is kind of what started my 90-minute Euro craze, so to speak. I think this is one of the first ones that really got, this is good. So, if you like Euro games, you gotta try this one. It's got a lot going on. It's fun. Lorenzo Il Magnifico!
Most boring box cover in the universe.
I don't like it.
What?
Alright, let's move on to my
buy a rug
number
that looks like that.
39. It was my number 38 last time.
Woo-hoo.
So just a very mild, like a little pinch of punitation. Dropped 1 place. So
One place.
so it's holding strong, and that is Underwater City.
Ooh, that's such a good game too. Good game. So, why do you think this is holding so steady?
I like it. We got an expansion.
Okay, the expansion kind of
Why not?
knocked it up a
Why
peg.
not? This is another 90-minute Euro game. This one you're like the world is so messed up. You got to go underwater and build cities underwater. I don't know. Anyway, so you're building city underwater. You're building these domes. You're producing resources. You have resources to do other things. It's got kind of a worker placement-ish mechanism. There's all these little spaces around the board that you go to do actions, and you're getting cards and building up kind of a little tableau to make you kind of unique and more powerful. Got little super special cards that are harder to get. A lot going on in this game. I like it. There's kind of many different ways to score points. You're trying to build out. You start out with one little dome, and you're expanding out. Eventually, you'll attach to edges of the board that give you a superpower or some points or stuff. So there's a motivation to expand out. You also get some benefits of building, like making certain resource producers more powerful. If you produce 2, 3, 4 different ones, it's all kinds of craziness going on in this game. I like it. The expansion kind of gives you more to do. What else? The expansion also, the main thing in the expansion, it gives you a cool little, where are they at?
Oh, the boards? The boards are pretty awesome.
You get, the main thing the expansion gives you is the double layered, triple layered. Maybe triple layered?
Triple layered.
It's just double sided.
Amazing.
Gives you 2 different things, but then it also, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got all these little inserty bits where all your little domes and resource producer things.
Look at the domes, aren't they great? I love the fact that you have these. They remind me of those little popper things.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, of course, these are plastic. They're not going to move, but still, memories.
But it's a cool little, again, this is kind of a 90-minute Euro game.
Reminds me a little bit, too. It's got a little bit of the power grid feel in that you have to power each of your cities up, and there's only, you may not always be able to power everything up, right? I like that part of it as well.
Somehow the board ended up on top.
What's
We
wrong
did
with
not have, well, anyway. We'll let Rebecca fix that. Maybe. Anyway, Underwater Cities, a great game. The expansion really is, like I said, is mainly for the boards. It does add more stuff, more ways to play. I think there's some modules. The expansion adds 2 or 3 modules, and you pick a module, I think, to add to the game. So, really cool. It's a cool one.
I'm just
Fixing it now?
Why not?
What? Where'd my list go? Oh.
Chaos. Pure.
So yeah, but my 38 last time, 39 this time, so basically the same. All right, while she fixes that, we're going to move on.
Are we?
To my number 38. Brand new game to me. New to the list because we played it for the first time fairly recently.
Really?
And I had to buy it.
Ooh.
We played this one at FallsCon in February. Was it February?
This year?
Yeah.
Before the world shut down.
Yeah, one of the last things we did before.
So only a decade ago.
Yeah.
We played this game.
So for whatever reason, I've waited forever to play this game because I heard it was a little too attacky. It's area control, which she usually doesn't like attacky and area control stuff. But throw in some deck building, and she's all for.
Yeah. What game?
Tyrants of the Underdark.
That was a lot of fun. But part of it too, I think, is the theme.
Yeah.
You cannot be Dark Elf
And not be attacking?
and not be attacky, especially.
I got her saying attacky.
No, what's wrong? Help!
Soon enough, it'll be punitation.
No.
Will be in her vocabulary.
No.
Her vocab, as they say, around the literary.
No,
world.
talk about this game, please.
Tyrants of the Underdark. Like I said, it's an area control game. You are one of the houses, Dark Elves' houses from D&D, Forgotten Realms. I don't know.
Yes.
And you basically are expanded out, taking control of the Underdark. And it's just an area control game. You control locations, which give you kind of benefits, victory points when you control certain areas of the board. But what drives this area control, which I like I just spoiled it. What I like in deck building games is that it's not just a deck building game. You have a purpose. And what drives this area control and this expansion and this taking over and this attacking is it's a deck building game. So you start out with a simple crappy deck. You go out and you purchase more and more powerful cards. And then eventually you're going to start culling off cards, even the more powerful cards in your deck, because cards in your deck are worth victory points, some of them. But if you cull them and send them off to Dark Elf Land,
Menzoberranzan or one of the big city names.
I don't know. The victory points are much more beneficial if you do that. So maybe a card's worth 2 points if it's in your hand at the end of the game, but maybe it's 5 if you cull that card. So it kind of you got to kind of have a balance. Okay, building up your deck to get an engine going, but when do you start dumping off the cards to get more points for them? Because it weakens your deck potentially.
Yeah, they've got the names of the cities and stuff on there.
But I'm at the little board that you stick them on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I thought you were talking about the main cities and stuff. Because it's neat because you're fighting for, house dominance in the big dark elf cities and stuff.
Oh my gosh,
and
the board is crazy. This thing is, that's not too bad, actually.
No, it's not. I was like 2 whole cards around a place.
Cards escape.
Heavens!
So I gotta know where you send off your guys to do good deeds. The inner circle. They go to the inner circle. I don't know.
What?
Anyway, it's a really cool game. It's somewhat thematic in the fact that the cards have figures and names and
what you're doing is very dark elf.
Well, yeah.
So I'd say the theme's pretty strong.
I like it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like I said, I like deck builders that the deck building is kind of a driver for the rest of the game, and I like dudes running around the board doing stuff. So there you go. It's a good one. So if you like area control, you like deck building, there you go.
You like dark elves? Even better.
Tyrants of the Underdark. My number 38, new to the list.
Woo-woo.
It's time for the biggest gainer.
Oh, I can't wait. What is this?
Biggest gainer. Story time. So, once upon a time, at the Dice Tower Retreat, we were invited to join a game. And I will not say the game yet.
Of course you won't.
That's the punchline.
Okay.
So we were invited to join a game. And I was very excited to play this game. It looked really cool. Heavy Euro goodness. Had nice little pokery chips that we were using for money and bidding and stuff. It looked amazing. But little did I know, there was not fun in my future with this game. For not only did we get a bad teach, and not only did we not really have a clue what was going on while we were playing this, the person that taught us this game was not a very nice person.
Okay, calm down.
And we were. It's one of the few games where I strongly considered standing up from the table and saying, "Thanks for the fun, but I'm going to go play something else." And it wasn't the game's fault. The game was amazing, but the play was horrible. And that is Brass Birmingham.
But that doesn't explain why it jumped up so much.
Because I punitated it because we didn't really get a good play of it.
Okay, so now
we didn't really experience
the end of the story needed to be told.
Sorry. We didn't really get to experience the full measure of this game because we were just trying to hold back our anger the whole time. So Brass Birmingham.
Such a fun story.
At the way back time, you have bad plays. That's just inherent in the game. You have bad plays.
Yeah.
But in the way back time of where is it? I'm never going to find this thing.
Never gonna give you up. You can find it.
Brass Lancashire. Where are you, Brass Lancashire? Pardon me. Where is it?
Thrilling.
It's on my list, right?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Oh, 63. So way back in my number 63, we have Brass Lancashire, which is the original Brass, kind of tricked up a little bit.
Brass tacks.
Modernized. I don't know, whatever you want to say. This is the newfangled, upgraded, awesome version. The number 3 board game of all time, according to Board Game Geek.
Nope.
But according to Hunter Game Geek, it is the number 37 game of all time. Brass Birmingham. Anyway, so we had a bad play, we had a bad experience, but I knew in my heart of hearts that this was an amazing game. I just, you kind of have, if you have like a really good meal, the entree is really good, the appetizer is tasty, but then you get this crappy dessert that's just horrible. It tastes bad. You're going to walk away from the meal and go, ooh, that dessert was horrible. You forget a little bit how good the entree and the appetizer was if you have a horrible dessert. This got a horrible dessert. But recently we played it together. And I had an amazing time. It was an awesome game. I had fun. I loved it. Thusly, 40 places up. So anyway, if you like heavy Euro games, this is a good one. I really enjoy it. It's really thinky. It's kind of the heavy Euros I like, where I think of it as a logistic puzzle. It's like, okay, what buildings do I need to be build where? How am I going to get my resources? What am I going to do for this? How much should I do for this thing? What should I do this? Should I save this card? Should I spend this card? What should I do? That's the kind of games I like. The ones where you really kind of
you wander around asking aimless questions.
There's little gears in my head that are that kind of rusted, and they start moving, and they break off the rust.
What is happening?
What? I'm just explaining my thought process here. Anyway, I like heavy Euro games that to me feel like a puzzle. Right? You're trying to find the most efficient, and that's what you do in a lot of Euro games. Find the most efficient way to do this thing. I like games like that. I don't like games where you have to figure out a real puzzle. No, I like logistic puzzles. Anyway, so this is a great one. We have I bought the big giant. I showed you back. You can go back on number 6-3. We got the poker chips, the iron clays that are amazing. Makes the game even better. That's probably like 20 of the 40 reasons why places it went up was because of the poker chips.
That's not even part of the game. Lame.
It's a major part of the game. Can you imagine going to play poker and you play with little tiny plastic chips?
I better never hear any grief about because I like the game and think it's pretty ever again. Never again.
But I like this one. It is at the tippy top of the Board Game Geek for a reason, because it is a really solid heavy Euro game that is fun. It has a great build up. At first you're like not doing anything, and towards the end of the game you're building all these crazy things. It's amazing. I love it. Brass Birmingham. This one potentially could go up, I think.
Really?
If we played it with more players. The 2-player version's kind of seems like you can do almost anything you want. 2-player.
Oh, I guess I'm just not annoying enough. We'll fix that.
Yeah, it just lets me run rampant throughout the
I don't make you let you
Birmingham
run
area.
I just left you alone mostly.
Anyway, love
Slight
it.
difference.
My number 37, up 40 places from 77.
That is
math.
That's some insanity.
Brass Birmingham.
I don't know what happened, but this
good old Martin Wallace and
rails.
friends. Huh?
No, nothing.
What'd you say over there?
Nothing.
All right, here's my number 36. 36. Here's the thing. If I include an alternate version of this game, because there's a alternate version.
Oh, okay, I know what this is.
This would be my biggest gainer. It would be going up 59 spots, because last year, in the way back time, my number 95 was Rex. But my number 36 is Dune, a much better version of this game. 36. So it's technically new to the list, technically not new to the list. However you want to do it. If you want to judge it new, then it's new. If you want to judge it as a variation of Rex, then it went up 59 spots. 36, Dune. Love Dune. So much fun. I don't care what these other knuckleheads in my game group say. It's an amazing game. Love Dune. So in Dune, you're portraying one of the many factions of Dune. The Bene Gesserit, Harkonnens, the Atreides, etc., etc. And you are starting, and it's a dudes on a map game, so you're putting little dudes, and they're actually represented by little ships, and you stack up these big giant stacks of dudes. You go out and you expand out and take controls of areas. It's kind of a race to control parts of the board, or just survive and be the one that wins it again at the end of the game. You have superpowers. You have a special way to play the game that's different from everyone else. You have a path to victory that usually is different from everyone else. I mean, everyone has the same area control. We control certain portions of the board. You can win, but lots of other factions have different ways to win. Like one of them just guesses who's going to win, and if that happens, instead of that person winning, they win. Crazy. So I love this game. It's fun. It's very interactive. It's very there's lots of negotiation. There's lots of attacky. Oh, love this game. And betrayal.
Ah, yes. Your favorite part.
This game is so fun. If everyone gets into it and are not sitting on a hard metal bench for hours on end, there's a story there. I don't know if I'll tell it. Anyway, there's lots of negotiation. There's a lot working together. There's a lot of working against each other. It's got unexpected moments. It's got surprises. It's got
This sounds almost TI4-ish.
no. It's more evil than TI4.
Okay.
You played it. You played Rex.
Well, I played Rex.
It's the same game. It's just got Dune instead of
okay.
random Twilight Imperium races.
Okay. Okay.
It's the Dune. If you played Rex and if you go later play Dune, the reason that the races in Rex make more sense because they're very thematic based on the Dune factions. The original game was based on Dune, on the factions of Dune, and Rex is a kind of a reskin of that. Has the same rules, but now you know that Bene Gesserit is why they're the way they are, as opposed to being, bug people or whatever the heck it is in Rex. Anyway, love this game. It's epic. It's sprawling. It is crazy. There's stand-up moments in the game. You could send 20 guys against one dude, and he pulls out the right card, and boom, he wins the fight. Crazy things happen. It's insane.
Wow.
Very swingy. Very. I think you get how I like this game and why it went up 95 spots, because I got to play it 3 times since that original camping trip metal bench version of the game, and I enjoyed all of them. I've won 2 out of 3. Not bad. 2 out of 3. But it's cool because you can form alliances and you can win together. It's an amazing game. Love it. Love Dune. Want to play it. The only reason that probably is this low is because in my heart of hearts, I know this is probably a convention, rarely played type game.
I told you I'd try it again, even though, FYI, I'm one of the knuckleheads that played this with him, so.
I didn't name names. You didn't have to speak up.
Oh, we all know.
All right, now I got to tell the story. So we played Rex on a camping trip. We went to a state park, and we had a little cabin-y type building place that we played. If you've ever been to state parks, you know they have these awful metal benches, well, at least in Texas.
But they're just picnic benches.
And this is a long game. It's a 3, 4, 5 hour game. And after about 2 hours, everybody was like shifting, like, oh, my rump is hurting.
My back was killing me.
I was like in it. I was like, let's do this. This is great. This is awesome.
He was insane.
Let's do this. And everybody else is like, oh. Anyway.
How'd that go again?
36. I don't own it. I have Rex, which is even though it was technically a gift. I don't know if I'd call it a gift. It's more of it was thrown at me and said you could have it. I want the real version of the game. The real version of the game.
I like this.
All right, let's move on to my number 35. It was my 28 last time. Holding strong. 29 before that. 20 before that. So same general area. Slight punitation. 7 points. And that is Terraforming Mars.
Such a good game.
I enjoyed this game quite a bit. So, we have almost everything for it. The only thing we were missing is the...
Was it 1 or 2 expansions?
No, we're missing one. It's the diplomacy one. Can't think of the name of it. But we're going to get that too, because I went all in crazy Kickstarter for the massive terraforming box of greatness.
What?
And all the super crazy components and the inserts and stuff. And I threw in the one expansion we don't have just because.
What just happened? Why? I always find out about this stuff at the weirdest times. Okay.
So Terraforming Mars is an engine building game. You're drafting cards. Usually you draft, and if you play the kind of more advanced version, you draft cards. You have to pay for the cards that you want to keep in the draft. And you have a hand of cards, and you're playing those cards, using action to play those cards, and terraforming Mars. So you're increasing the temperature, and you're adding oceans, and you're adding plant life, and doing all these crazy things, heating up the planet. But really, what drives it is you have this tableau of cards that you're building and getting. You end up with like 50 cards, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff and interact with each other and combos and craziness. You're throwing planets on people and all sorts of stuff.
I think you're confusing this with the end of the Marvel Universe or something.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. You throw planets.
No, I know.
Anyway.
I was just messing with you.
I don't think it's planets. It's more like asteroids. But anyway. And it has several expansions. It has Preludes, which is the best expansion. It tricks up the start of the game, kind of gives you a jump start on the game, makes you more unique than the other players. The Colony expansion, which lets you do all kinds of, have the little ships and you go out and do things. You have Venus, which gives you more options, adds an extra board where you can kind of do some terraforming-ish stuff on Venus. Mm-hmm. Gives you more cards, more combos. Then the one I can't think of. The expansion I can't think of adds
the one with the moons, Phobos and...
No, it adds diplomacy to the game. You're basically voting on laws and things in the game. It makes it more interactive, more negotiation between the players. Because although you are interacting by building out the planet, you're really kind of face down on your tableau and cranking that engine away. This kind of adds, supposedly, I don't have it, adds more interaction. You're voting on basically rules changes, I think, that kind of tricks up the game a little bit. Love this game. I love it so much. I got the cool little acrylic boards that you put your cubes in. Got the insert. Got all kinds of stuff. I'm getting the crazy, super duper crazy upgraded Kickstarter version of this game. So looking forward to that. It's always needed kind of deluxe version of the game, and that.
This is a game that deserves a deluxe edition for sure.
Love it. Love me some Terraforming Mars. If you like card drafting. Kind of engine building, tableau building type games. This one is pretty epic. It gets lengthy as you increase the number of players. It's really good. 3 is probably the sweet spot.
Yes.
Plays really well too, but when you start getting up to, I think it goes up to 5.
Yeah, 4 and 5. That's a no go for me.
You're talking.
That's hours of extra time.
3 or 4 hour game.
Nope.
If you get up to 5 players.
Nope.
I love it. It's a great game. It's solid. It's gonna hang around this part of my list probably for a long time. That's Terraforming Mars.
Yay! I love that game.
And Rebecca learned something new.
I did.
All right, let's move up to 34. This is the one I technically do not own anymore. My 34. It's got a weird history. It's technically new to the list because it wasn't on the list last year because legacy games were not valid for my list in 2019. And this particular legacy game you annihilate as you play. It's actually up there. We made a little I wonder what do you want to call it? A little
wall hanging thing? Wall
hanging of our board, and all our pieces is up there. That's all I have left of the game because
we can't even show it because it's got spoilers on it. That's sad.
Yeah, it's a whole.
Because I'm really proud of it. It looks really cool.
And that is Pandemic Legacy Season 1.
Nice.
So
this high up still.
This is where it kind of landed. These legacy games are really hard to judge. You got to kind of, like I said, on Season 2, way back at 83, you kind of got to judge how amazing the experience was versus the fact I can't play it anymore. So you got to kind of, and it kind of landed here, 34.
That's amazing.
It is one of my favorite legacy experiences. I enjoyed it much more than Season 2. I enjoyed Season 1 more than Season 2.
Okay.
Season 1 was kind of, there's a lot of aha moments and wow, that was amazing. And Season 2 was more, oh my gosh, how are we going to survive? That was kind of the feeling there, which is cool. Tension is good, but it may have been a little too far over the line. I mean, I like my cooperative games, where I feel like, it was challenging, but I get to win. Season 2 felt like it was challenging, and there's no way I'm going to win. He ended up winning. I don't know how, but it was a lot of, oh, this is horrible. We're in bad situations throughout the game. Where Season 1's like, woo, this cool thing happened. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. And that's what I like in legacy games: fun, exciting, unexpected moments. And Season 1 had more of that for me than Season 2. Again, it's gonna just creep down my list just because as time goes by, the fond memories fade.
Wow, that's dark.
But yeah, I strongly I can't think of the word. I think everyone should try, even though if there you go. That's a good word. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. I encourage people to try it, even though if you're kind of don't want think the whole legacy experience is, it's over when you're done. You never can play it again. It's garbage. Throw it in the trash, and you never get to play. You're going to play anywhere from 12 to 24 games of this. And I can count on, not one hand, but there's a limited number of games that we've played. We've ended up playing 18 times, I think, or 16. Anyway, there's a limited number of games on the shelves that I've played 16 times. You're going to get a lifetime worth of plays out of it.
That's true.
I put quotes for lifetime. Obviously, it's not a lifetime of plays, but there's not a
board
lot
game
of
lifetime.
And if you're a heavy, like into board games, and you buy lots of board games, there's very few you're going to play as many times as you'll play this game. So don't let that stop you from trying a legacy game. And we just got...
Oh, yes, we did.
We just got this a couple of days ago.
Yay, I'm
So where is this going to land?
That's a good question.
Only time will tell. Alright, that's it for Pandemic Legacy Season 1. I can't show you anything about the game. I can't really tell you anything about the game, but it's an amazing game.
Someday we'll give you a spoiler and show off the board.
Yeah, what's the limitation? Like how long was it? 10 years?
Yeah, sure.
10
Let's
years?
do 10 years.
I don't know.
10-year anniversary. We're showing you.
All right, let's move on to my 33. It's
funny.
another new game. This was one suggested by a viewer, one person who I call KK. KK suggested this game many times. She's very persistent. Finally, I said, fine, I'll play this game. And it's my number 33. And that is...
Oh, wow, yeah.
Empires of the Void 2.
That was a good one. Yeah, there's a reason Kabuki was having a cow about that. It was good.
KK. Anyway, we had such an amazing time. I mean, several times during the game, we just kind of paused and said, this is really cool.
We did.
And then we kept playing. This one's kind of a... I wouldn't say it's a 4X game. It's kind of got the same feel. You're basically playing a different alien race. You have a little mothership, big, giant, clunky. I'll, of course, show the components off. The production of this one is off the charts, and the art's amazing, and blah, 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 blah. You have a big... where is it? Where are they? Yeah. So you have a big, giant, clunky, like, mothership, capital ship, whatever you want to call it. Like, maybe I'll put this together. So you got a big giant ship.
But they're all unique, too.
That moves around the board, and you're going around to different planets. You're basically exploring different planets, and you have a kind of a choice. You can conquer them and get some resources and kind of exploit the planets, to use the 4X thing. Or you can actually build alliances with different planets, and that gives you a special power. Potentially gives you unique troop types that you can utilize. This one, since we played 2-player, there wasn't as much combat stuff going on. Maybe with more players, there's more of that happening. But
we saw some, didn't we?
It was really fun to basically, you start out slightly unique, but by the end of the game, you got all these special powers and these abilities, and you have these this is your player board. You have all this stuff is kind of covered up. And as you reveal, build new buildings and bases and things like that, your actions become more powerful. You get unique abilities over here. It is really cool. By the end of the game, you're completely different than you did, and playing different than you did at the start of the game. You're doing cooler things, more efficient things, more powerful things. But I like it how that when you're going around, you have choices. Okay, do I exploit this? Do I have an alliance with this race? It's just an amazing,
like I said, and like I said, the pieces, the production, everything about this was just really neat.
Well, yeah,
well done.
I'm going to open it again. My bad. Anyway, I was going for the board and I kind of stopped mid talk.
Got distracted by shinies.
I wanted to show you off. The board itself is gorgeous because it's Ryan Lockett art board basically.
I'm totally a Ryan Lockett art fan.
Help me! I need help! I need help! Help me! Help me! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! How does this open? Oh, help me!
There's no help.
Help me, please! Help me!
What is going on?
Take that! Take that! Oh, help me!
Oh, that's right. This is weird.
It's a 6 folder, which is strange.
And it's upside down.
Is it upside down?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
All right. Anyway, look at the board.
Isn't this gorgeous?
Isn't that amazing? I love it. I love it. And there's
and you get to watch how to fold it. Huh?
Give me one of those. And then these guys go on the board as well. That are places that you're conquering. Yeah. So these are the different civilizations that you're going to go out and do things with.
Oh my gosh, this game.
Anyway, I love this game. It's really cool. I think it'll go up with plays, especially with more players. Because again, I felt like even though you kind of block off some spaces that aren't, you make them where you really don't want to interact with them as 2-player. It still feels very loose, and we didn't really have to mess with each other much during the game, which maybe that's how the game plays. Who knows? But I think it would be more fun with more players.
Oh, I think it's I had a ball with this 2-player, even more so. Than
Yeah, like I said, we stopped mid game several times and it just commented on how much fun it was. So, really enjoying this one. It just rocketed straight up my list to 33, which is
insane.
Saying
awesome.
a lot.
Yeah.
Love it. Empire of the Void 2. Dose 2. All right. Whew, I'm tired. That was a lot of talking.
Are we done?
No. My number 32 is 42 last time. I went up 10 spaces because this is, if you remember the way back time, I talked about how I'm itching to play certain games.
Okay.
This is one I'm itching to play. I don't care if it's the water wheel or the spinning Jenny. That is Arkwright.
Oh.
What? I love this game.
Yeah, you can block me. It's cool. It's cool.
Arkwright.
It's cool.
Anyway, Arkwright is heavy Euro game. It's probably,
It's
if it's
insane.
not the heaviest game we have, it might be the heaviest game we have.
I think it is.
It's a massive economic simulation. It's got it's just like they should teach this in like economics 303, not 101 like most people say, because this is more like a 303. Economics 303 has supply and demand. You're building up industries. You're building machines. You're getting workers. There's actually a labor market on how the workers, the cost of the workers. As time goes by, you're going through several eras. Your machinery gets crappy. You can keep using that crappy machine, or you can upgrade it to more efficient machines. You're getting stock, and I think you're doing stock in companies, and the stock value of the company goes up and down. There's a supply and demand. There's a supply and demand for the goods you're producing. It's an amazing game. It has 2 versions of the game. She didn't know what I was talking about, but there's the Spinning Jenny version, which is the more simplified, streamlined version.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then there's the Water Wheel. This is a massive, all-in, crazy version of the game.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people call this spreadsheet the game. It feels that way in a lot of ways, but I love spreadsheets. That's what I do for a living. I love spreadsheets, or I wouldn't be doing it. I'd be doing something else. I'd be making YouTube videos or something. I don't know. Anyway. Love this game. It's heavy. It is a beast. It is tough to teach. They say it's 150 minutes. That the survey said that is a lie. It's not 150 minutes. No way. Unless you're really familiar with the game and you're snapping your turns like crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta show you the board because the board is so exciting.
I must have like amnesia.
All right, so let's kind of look what we got going on here. So we got
novels to read.
We got the
for
player's book, which is 26 pages.
Okay.
A brief 26 players.
Okay.
This gives you the detailed, like if you need like more information about stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then you have 2 rule books.
One for Spinning
The
Jenny.
Spinning Jenny, this one, and the Water Wheel.
No, it's Water Frame.
Water Frame. What did I say? Water Wheel. Well, I guess
know.
because it has a water wheel on it. I don't know. Anyway, Spinning Jenny's a simple extra 23 pages.
Oh, looks like there's stuff on the back. I'd say 24.
Alright, 24 pages. But then the water, what is it called again?
Water Frame.
Water Frame, 35 pages.
Oh!
But these overlap. So almost all of this rules is in this rules. But they don't make you learn this game and then teach you the extra. They give you a rule book for each. Which I don't know if that's better or not.
No, that's good. I approve.
And then, I'm trying to get to the board.
Do it. You're deafening everyone this time around. It's funny.
I want to show you the amazing board. It's so exciting. So this is the board. Look how exciting this board is. Look at this board. Doesn't that do something for you? Look at that. That's excitement right there. So what are you looking at? I don't know if you care. These are the different types of goods. You got food, clothes, silverware, and lamps. And this is how much demand there is for those goods. So, buy low, sell high. No, there's high demand. They're going to sell so many goods each turn.
Yeah.
This is the labor market. This craziness over here on the side with all
gosh.
those dots. That's the labor market.
Yeah.
There's these are tiles that you're getting
Yep.
to add to your factory. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
No, it's actually a really, really good game. I make jokes. It is insanely heavy. This kind of game is not my strong suit, but I found it pretty fascinating. I have
Fascinating.
learned a lot.
Isn't that the word for when you don't like something, but you're trying to be nice? You say it's fascinating?
No.
Oh, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, I was like, no.
No, I like this game a lot. I want to play it again. We haven't played this one in a while.
We haven't played it in a while.
It is.
It's probably about time to play it again.
When I talked about it was at Birmingham. I talked about I like logistic puzzles.
Yeah, this one's a huge one.
That's all this game is a big giant logistics puzzle.
Yeah, it's ginormous. This is a heavy.
Those are your workers.
Heavy game.
Don't they look like workers?
I'm not kidding though. I mean, I feel like I learned about economics and I learned about so many.
No, it really
things,
teaches you a lot about supply and demand and the labor market and things like that. It's really interesting how.
I mean,
Mr. Stefan.
Isn't it Reinhouse?
Rai? I don't know.
Risthouse?
Whatever his name is. I bet he's an economics major. I don't know. That's my 32.
No, he could be.
Went up 10 spots because I want to play it.
Yeah, Risthouse.
Arkwright.
That's interesting.
All right, let's finish it off. Finish off strong with another punitation. Drop 12 spaces.
12. That's not bad though.
No, not bad. Same general area. This is one of my favorite, but not my favorite. One of my favorite Uwe Rosenberg games. And that is Ora et Labora.
Okay.
Or if you're from other places, it is and. Ora and Labora. Et tu brute. Et. Ora et Labora or Ora and Labora.
Is literally the et.
No, it's and.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Anyway.
It says Ora et Labora in the back.
That says et.
Where?
That
Oh,
means
it does.
et.
It does say et. I don't know.
That's what an ampersand is.
Ora, is it?
The more you
Did I learn something today?
You did
Is
learn
ampersand really an et?
Yes.
Then why don't we say et?
Because it's not English.
No.
It's Latin.
Ugh.
The
Latin.
more you know.
Latin.
So the title's Latin! Oh.
Or in labor.
What?
What?
Work and pray.
Pray is labor?
No, aura is pray. It's pray and work, but we always say in English work and pray.
Alright, this intro's been way too long. Let's move along. So this is a Uwe Rosenberg. It's got unique mechanisms, which you're going to find a lot of my high-level Uwe games are different than his normal making crops and raising animals games, and this is not one of those. It's more of a resource management tableau building game. You're basically has this cool resource wheel. Cool little resource wheel.
It is cool.
Wheel of resources. So it's pretty cool because each round a resource, like a certain resource, let's say wood. Each round it becomes one more of that. So let's say it's 3 wood, but no one takes any wood. It becomes 4 wood and 5 wood and 6 wood, and eventually someone will say, I want to get that. They take it and it goes whoop all the way back down, womp womp to nothing. So it's kind of it's almost a press your luck aspect on.
It's not almost. It is.
To like, okay, is she gonna take wood this time? I don't think so. I'm gonna wait one more turn.
And then I take it.
And then she takes it and I cry. I could have had 7 wood. Anyway, using that resources to get these cards. Basically, you're building out a tableau. There's like a little village or settlement that you're building. You're expanding out, and the buildings are interesting because they give you benefits and abilities and powers, but it also gives you points based on proximity. So you want this building next to this building, but you don't want it next to this other building. And you can add on, you can expand your board by little add-ons to your board. Whoop. I don't know if that's not where it goes.
Above or below?
Above and below. I don't know. So you add on little sections as you expand out into the game.
There's also these.
It's really cool. It's really I love it.
It's fun.
This little part of the game,
of
it seems like a gimmick, and it is, but it's really interesting
a fun gimmick.
because it's kind of like a lot of his. It's a similar mechanism to some of his games, where like if you like Caverna and other games, where if you go to refill and no one's taking a resource, you add another one of that resource. It's very similar to that, but it's like all of them on this little cool.
It does,
wheel.
and it has a max point as well too.
Yeah.
So
it's really. I like this game
changes
quite
it
a
up,
bit.
yeah.
It's
a lot of fun.
Got a lot of paths. The cards are very powerful. It comes with the game. This version of the game, I don't know if they're all like this. It comes with 2 different versions. You have the Ireland version and the French version. One of them you make wine. The other one you make
whiskey. I think
whiskey or beer or something.
Yeah.
And it kind of tricks up how the game plays. It introduces different
bit.
cards. We have a score pad. Let's see how we did.
Terribly.
Ooh. We'll protect the innocent again. But yeah, so the score looks bad. So we get points for here. Little settlements. You get points for buildings and for goods. I don't know what that means. So, if you like Uwe, I think this one's out of print. Unfortunately, it came out in 2011, so it's an older
Gosh,
game.
is it really that old now?
Yeah.
Wow. But it's a longer game too.
Yeah,
this
it's
one's
2
long.
hours,
This is one of his longer
2 or 3
ones.
hours. For us, it's about 2 hours. So if you like Uwe and you want something a little different, but kind of feels a little the same, but a little bit different, you want to try out Aura et Labora.
He can be taught.
And if you don't know, this sign here, it means et, but you say and.
The more you know.
That's it! You got a Latin lesson and everything. Greatness. That one dropped 12 spaces. It was in my top 20, but it dropped because, reasons. Reasons. That's it for this time.
So give us the tease for the next
We're
set.
done. It's over. No. Time to go. No. Let's do the next time. My
Okay.
30 to 21. 30 to 21. We're getting up there.
Yep.
The middle of the best.
Whatever.
So, here we go. We got 3 games that went up.
Okay.
5 games that went down.
What?
And 2 games that are new to the list, technically.
Oh, I know what that means. But do you?
Technically. They are technically new to the list. And that's it.